Hi there. It's Wendy, holistic nutritionist for Nutritional Solutions. Can you see me? I'm smiling. I am having some crazy internet psychosis going on. I'm not quite sure exactly what it is. My brain is not able to wrap around it too much. And because I'm focused in on all these other things, I expect my computer would work. Needless to say, I missed my live this morning at 11, even though I did it, but it just didn't want to show up. And, anyways, I'm still smiling. And that's what you have to do because when things just don't work out, you just have to keep smiling. I'm always reminded of that children's show, Finding Nemo, with Dory, and her motto throughout the program, as well as I adopt it for myself, is also just keep smiling, or just keep swimming, and that's what I try to do because I can't do anything about it. So anyways, today we're talking about vitamin C that isn't just for colds. I take a lot of vitamin C, and I take a lot, anywhere from 1,000 to 2,000 milligrams a day. And actually, in hindsight now, I'm thinking I probably take a little bit more than that because there's vitamin C in foods I eat. There's vitamin C in other supplements that I take as well. And it's good for you. Vitamin C is one of these things that we don't make on our own, and we have to acquire from other places. And a lot of different things actually deplete the vitamin C content in our bodies. For those people that are smokers, I highly recommend that you supplement with some form of vitamin C because smoking actually depletes our vitamin C quite fast. I take it because for many reasons. And like I said, it's more than just for colds because it can really, I remember as a child, my mother, every time we would start school in the fall, she would always have those big bottles of these orange flavored tabs that she would throw at us every morning, and we would take religiously. And it's really well known for boosting our immune system. Whenever, as I got older, whenever I would start feeling a bit of a scratchiness to my throat, or I would just not feeling quite myself, I would always sort of pop a couple of vitamin C's, and it usually does the trick. But I'm talking about other things that vitamin C is really good for today. Being an antioxidant, it is one of those things that is so phenomenal for replacing and getting rid of the free radicals. The free radicals are the components that we get as a result of metabolism in our body, and free radicals happen for a lot of different reasons. They actually are a byproduct of a metabolism in itself as well, so it's kind of like what comes first, the chicken or the egg with that situation. But we also get a lot of free radical damage just from plain oxygenation. So if you take an apple and you cut it in half and you leave it on the counter for a few minutes, what happens to that apple is it becomes brown. That's oxidation. That's essentially what's happening to us. Free radicals, they age us, and it's the simple process of metabolism. Stress is is one of the big ones that causes a lot of free radical damage in our body. All the toxins that we take in on a regular basis, either through environment, our food, even thought processes as well. So we can, a lot of, even if we're really working hard and trying to exercise actually causes a lot of free radical damage as well. So the more antioxidants that we can get into our system, the better. And like I said, it is more than just for those cold situations, but it's one of the nice ones that you can take in, and the more reliable ones that you can take in on a regular basis. There is an upper limit to the amount that you can take. But that varies depending upon who you talk to. From my perspective as a nutritional consultant, and a person that's trained in supplementation and vitamins and minerals and different things like that, I know that vitamin C can be taken up to what's called bowel tolerance. So you can take as much vitamin C as you want up until the point that you start having diarrhea, basically. So when you have too much in your system, it actually releases, um, it acts as a muscle relaxant, essentially, for your bowels, and you end up flushing it out of your system through that. So you'll end up having to take more. But you'll know that if you take up to 10,000 milligrams of vitamin C in a day and you try, okay, well, the next day I'm going to try 1,100, it's and you have diarrhea, well, you just bring it back down and have the 10,000 milligrams a day. And everybody's going to be different when it comes to that. As a holistic cancer practitioner as well, one of the therapies with regards to cancer, holistic cancer therapies, sorry, my brain's just stopped, holistic cancer therapies that are used in conjunction with other modalities is an intravenous vitamin C that people take. So you're taking extremely high doses, but that's something that you would definitely have to explore with a practitioner with regards to that as well. I personally don't do therapies. I offer suggestions and complement dietary protocols with regards to cancer, but that's besides the point. We're getting back off the topic of vitamin C and into what's going on. So vitamin C is actually great for calming anxiety. You'd end up probably have to be taking quite a bit, but again, it's one of those nice relaxing kind of supplements that you can. Vitamin C actually produces the hormone progesterone, which is helpful for reducing anxiety and giving a calming effect. And besides the distinct food sources of vitamin C, we're talking about supplementation. So freshly squeezed OJ is going to give you some really nice vitamin C, but not at the quantities that I'm talking about. So there's some more food sources actually for vitamin C are kiwis and strawberries, kale and guava and papaya. These are really, really amazing immune boosting and anxiety calming fruits and vegetables that you can take that will really, really help with those situations, because there's so very high in vitamin C. Like I mentioned before, vitamin C has a massive benefit with regards to fighting free radicals that invade the body and the ones that we produce on our own. Being an antioxidant, it is one of those ones that is just, it goes without saying that we should have it in our system. And especially as we're coming into the fall time when we have a lot of colds and flus and different things really starting to ramp up. Our busy lives, we're not sleeping as well. Our kids are coming home with all kinds of bugs. We really want to make sure that our immune system is boosted up and in tip-top shape, and really, taking in higher quantities of vitamin C, trying to get a little bit more sleep, eating a little bit better, all these different things. Washing your hands is a big, big one, just to make sure that you keep yourself healthy and those around you that you love. Vitamin C is also fantastic for making sure that your bones stay healthy and strong. And this is a risk that we face as we age. So on top of the recommendation of women over 50 taking in a calcium supplement, that goes along with your D3 and your K2, you also want to look at a nice vitamin C as well. Or at least make sure that you're taking in some high quality foods that incorporate vitamin C on a daily basis. So it really will help you, because like I said, the oxidation, the bones and everything else, they become weaker as we age. So this is just going to give you a lot of protection and a lot of insurance in your pocket that will really help you keep away from brittle bones as you age later on in years. So making sure that you get some healthy amounts of vitamin C actually helps to increase your iron absorption as well. So again, this time of year when we are a little bit more tired because we've, ramped up our schedules, we're running here and there, we've got the kids in all kinds of activities, we put ourselves in more activities to, get back into the swing of things as fall comes out. So we're more tired, we're not relaxed, we're not hanging out by the beach and the dock like we did in the summer. So our energy levels are lowered, and potentially it could be a reason because of iron deficiency as well. So when somebody is taking in an iron or trying to get iron through their diet, it's always helpful to have a vitamin C food component, because it really boosts that iron absorption in your body. So if you think about things that have vitamin C in them, and you think about foods that have iron in them, first thing that comes to mind, obviously, with iron is spinach. Now, spinach has a component in it that's called oxalates, and a few different vegetables actually have that in it. And the oxalates deter the absorption of the iron into the body, which is kind of backwards, but that's why perhaps a nice spinach salad tastes so good with strawberries or red peppers. I don't know why. To me, anyways, they taste phenomenal, but they do. And that kind of that taste, foods are sometimes designed to go together on purpose. So you can find vitamin C, like I said, in strawberries, red peppers, all these different things. And when you put them together with things that they need to be together with, you get a win-win situation. So a nice strawberry spinach salad is a phenomenal way to get that extra iron in your system through the added boost of the vitamin C. Because if you end up having lower levels of iron in your system, you can end up becoming very anemic. You're bruised easily. Your energy levels are just, down in your boots someplace. And it's really, really hard to keep going. You're essentially, your red blood cell count is essentially lowered, and you don't have as much iron floating through your system. So you really want to keep an eye on that. So like I said, you would need to be consuming recommended iron levels, keeping up with your vitamin C, and then allowing them to work hand in hand to pack the best, most powerful punch that you can get from your foods. That being said, when you're using supplementation with regards to vitamins and different things like that, it's always recommended that you take like more of a multi first of all, only because within a multi, you're going to have the constituents of all of the vitamins and minerals that you perhaps need that need to actually be working together for each other as well. So when you're taking an isolate, so if you're just taking iron by itself, or you're just taking vitamin C by itself, or you're just taking something by yourself, it's not necessarily going to work as well in your system, because you need the other constituents in there to work together synergistically together within your body and to get the best results. I mean, yes, they do work. If you take an iron supplement, if you take a calcium supplement, if you take all these different things separately, yes, they will work. But Mother Nature, in her all her wisdom, has provided a lot of this stuff together, um, to have that synergistic reaction within our bodies with regards to fruits and vegetables, meats, dairy products, everything else like that. So food first and then supplements second. That's kind of my philosophy with regards to taking in foods. Um, Lastly, being deficient in vitamin C can actually tinker with your cravings as well and your food habits. So, um, if you find that you are uncharacteristically having cravings for foods and weird eating patterns at this time, or if you're craving sweets regularly, upping your vitamin C could actually help balance out your cravings a little bit and get rid of that late night cookie stash. So if you're finding that you've tried pretty much everything with regards to, quitting that late night munchy kind of head in the fridge kind of situation, try increasing your vitamin C. Again, I know I just said that multis are better than singular isolates, but when it comes to vitamin C, like I said, you can't get enough of it. So definitely, look into getting a nice isolate for that. But you also want to incorporate the food aspects of it as well. So all kinds of citrus are going to be high in vitamin C. All or most of your dark leafy greens are going to have a lot of vitamin C. Broccoli is one of the really highest vegetables that you can get with vitamin C. Kale is another one. Kale is a good one for calcium as well. Bell peppers, cantaloupe, and just eating all these foods and then helping them and taking them in with that supplement this time of year is really, really good. There's so many different ways that you can take stuff in like this. From my perspective as a nutritional consultant, I always say, okay, food first. Because ideally that is the situation. But as I'm also, my registration is basically orthomolecular health practitioner. And that basically means that I am trained in supplementation and natural therapies and all these different modalities that go beyond just food. So that being said, I also know that a lot of people don't like to take pills. A lot of people don't like to take supplements because a lot of times they're not cheap. And a lot of times it's just a pain in the ass, to be honest with you. So people are just like, no, I don't want to do that. I don't understand it. I don't know. The thing is, if you actually ate the way you're supposed to eat, then supplementation is not necessary at any level. But tell me, who eats 3 meals a day, 2 snacks, has 4 to 5 to 7 servings of vegetables and fruits a day, has the right amount of calcium intake with those fruits and vegetables or dairy, has the right amount of protein, has the right amount of carbs, has the right amount of all the B vitamins, has all the right amount of all the essential fatty acids, has all the right amount of all the nutrients. Who actually eats that specifically on a daily basis? Now, I know you don't need all those nutrients on a daily basis. It's more of a span over a few days. But I have yet to meet anybody who actually eats that way. But of course, that also works for some people too. So it's really a matter of coming into and understanding and seeing what you need and accommodating for it. I'm the type of person that uses supplements. I work long hours. I don't always eat as well as I should. But I do eat really well when I do. I take in the fluids. I mean, and this works for me. I'm okay with this. I understand the scientific reasons and the goings on that are happening in my body with the foods that I'm taking in, and I understand that when I don't eat so well too, or I don't sleep enough, or I'm stressing too much about something, how that depletes my body, and then how I need to um, re-up my dosage of something. I mean, this is how I know my body works. And beginning to understand and learn about how the signals of that your body is giving you is a phenomenal way to understand that whether and listening to those signals to understand if uh, you're having something going wrong with you, understanding that if it's a nutritional deficiency, beyond coming to see somebody like me that can actually tell you, yes, you are low in your B vitamins, or yes, you are low in iron, or all these different things. So it's really fine-tuning and listening very deeply and intently with what's going on with your body. So for the news that is coming up in October, I mean, I've got a few really cool things coming up. We started our Mindful Mornings 5-day series yesterday to help calm and ease a little bit of our morning routines. Hopefully the participants are able to, incorporate and dive into a little bit of peace in the mornings, because it really does make a difference when you start your day on a certain foot, and then it brings you out and makes a difference throughout the rest of the day for what's going on. Coming up in October, we have our seasonal detox that's going on. It's going to be starting up at the end of it's going to be starting up right after Thanksgiving. So for those of you that are a little worried about not, having to miss out on Thanksgiving, don't worry about that. The group part of it is starting up on the Tuesday after Thanksgiving. But this year I've got a totally different system set up with it. It's set up in 3 phases. So the first phase is a 4-day stint. So it starts like on the Tuesday through to the Friday, and that's the prepping phase. The Saturday, we go into it with the program itself, and then 7 days after that, we have a time that we come out of the program where we introduce new foods back into the system. But this year's program is all new recipes, all new setup, all new information, and really dives a little bit deeper into the psychological end of things with regards to wellness for our mental health, our spiritual health, and really tunes into what is going on this time of year energetically. So fall time tends to be the time of year when we need to release and let go of things that no longer serve us. So we dive into that a little bit more as well. And the program is actually offered all the way up until the end of November, but the group program itself is starting up on, I believe it's the 15th of October. It's the day after Thanksgiving, anyways, Canadian Thanksgiving. So it's going to be a really, really, really good program this year. So I'm really hoping that a lot of you will join us on that program. I'll leave a link to it's not available to purchase at this point, but we will be, I think, next week having a pre-purchase program, which is 25% off. So the full week of all next week up until October 1st, like I said, the price program will be 25% off from October to, and you get a lot of little bonuses and different things like that. So it's going to be really, really cool. Yeah, so also stay tuned for another challenge coming up. I've got a really cool physical challenge for you coming up in October as well, starting October 1st. It is Planksgiving challenge. So 30 days of planks and giving thanks. So it's really, really cool. I'm so excited about this one. And I'm hoping a lot of you will join in on that as well. Let's see what else. Oh, some big, big news coming the end of October, but I'm not going to tell you about it yet. I'm going to, tease you a little bit about all the neat things that are going to be changing coming in October. October seems to be the month of change this year. I don't know, but I'm loving it. And, things happen for a reason. That's all I have to say about that. So very, very excited. So like I said, go out and get yourself some really good vitamin C. I personally take, I don't have one with me right now. I use the Energy C, the pouches, and there's different flavors. I don't think there's much sugar in them at all. And you get 1,000 milligrams of vitamin C in it, as well as some, depending on the packages, you get zinc and other antioxidants and other vitamins for immune boosting and all these different things. And I make that into a drink when I take my other supplements. So I'm taking all kinds of supplements on. So that's it, I think, for today. Again, I apologize for the late coming on today, but my heart was there. It was just my computer wasn't. Much love. See you next week. Oh, next week. What are we talking about? Oh, yes. Okay. So I was telling you about how the fall is for really slowing down and releasing and letting go and grounding ourselves and stuff like that. So next week we're going to be actually talking about foods that ground us at this time of year. So after the lightness and the airiness of summertime, we really want to slow ourselves down and come into a little bit of we don't want to be hibernating by any means, but we want to just slow things down a little bit as the earth begins to, in the northern hemisphere, begins to slow its growth and, releasing the trees release its leaves so that they no longer serve a purpose for them. Us, our bodies, our energies, we do that as well too in this time of year. So we're going to be talking about that a little bit more. So, okay, so now I'm going. I'll talk to you soon. Bye.